Stop for a second and really listen to what I'm about to tell you. The mirror isn't lying to you, but it's also not telling you the whole truth. What you see staring back at you isn't actually your real face or your true potential. It's the accumulated result of choices you make every single day without even thinking about them. I'm going to be brutally honest with you right now. Most people walking around thinking they're unattractive aren't actually ugly at all. They're just victims of their own unconscious patterns. 7 specific behaviors that act like invisible vampires, slowly draining away their natural appeal day by day, year by year. And here's what nobody wants to admit. These habits don't just affect how you look. They rewire how others perceive you, how you carry yourself, and ultimately, how much presence you command when you walk into any room. The difference between someone who naturally draws attention and someone who fades into the wallpaper often has nothing to do with bone structure or genetics. So what are these 7 attraction killers that might be sabotaging you right now? The first one is living like sleep is optional. You've probably heard this before, but most people completely underestimate how much their sleep schedule is destroying their appearance. When you consistently shortchange your rest, your body starts wearing exhaustion like a mask. Your eyes lose their sparkle, your skin becomes dull and lifeless, and your whole face takes on this perpetually tired expression that makes you look years older than you actually are. But it goes deeper than just looking tired. Poor sleep throws off your hormones, increases inflammation throughout your body, and literally accelerates the aging process at a cellular level. Your body repairs itself while you sleep. Skipping this process is like trying to maintain a car without ever taking it to the shop. The second habit that's stealing your attractiveness is carrying yourself like you're apologizing for taking up space. Your posture broadcasts your internal state to everyone around you before you even say a word. When you slouch, hunch your shoulders, or walk with your head down, you're essentially telling the world that you don't believe you deserve to be noticed. This creates a feedback loop where your physical stance reinforces feelings of low confidence, which then makes you carry yourself even worse. Meanwhile, someone with average features who stands tall and moves with purpose automatically becomes more compelling to look at. The third destroyer is letting chronic tension and overwhelm become your default state. Stress doesn't just live in your mind, it literally reshapes your face over time. Constant worry creates permanent furrow lines. Jaw clenching leads to a harsh expression, and elevated cortisol levels cause everything from breakouts to premature aging. When you're always operating in fight or flight mode, your body prioritizes survival over looking vibrant and healthy. People can sense this tension from across the room, and it makes your energy feel heavy and draining rather than magnetic.
The fourth habit is treating your skin like it's supposed to take care of itself. This isn't about vanity or having a complicated routine, it's about basic maintenance. When you ignore your skin, you're essentially letting environmental damage accumulate unchecked. Sun exposure without protection, sleeping in makeup, never moisturizing, using harsh products, all of this creates a cascade of issues that make you look much worse than necessary. Your skin is literally your largest organ and the first thing people notice about you. Neglecting it is like never washing your car and then wondering why it doesn't shine. The fifth attraction killer might surprise you because it's not physical at all. It's the habit of constantly putting yourself down, either out loud or in your head. This internal negativity seeps into everything: your facial expressions, your body language, the energy you give off. When you're always focused on what's wrong with you, it shows up as this subtle but persistent dissatisfaction that makes you less pleasant to be around. People are naturally drawn to those who seem comfortable in their own skin, not those who are constantly broadcasting their insecurities. The sixth habit is fueling your body with processed garbage and expecting it to build you into something beautiful. Everything you eat becomes the literal building blocks of your cells, your hair, your skin. When your diet consists mainly of sugar, artificial ingredients, and inflammatory foods, your body has no choice but to construct itself from these inferior materials. The result is skin that breaks out easily, hair that lacks luster, and an overall appearance that screams poor health. You can't out-supplement or out-skincare a consistently terrible diet. The seventh and final habit that's making you uglier is disappearing into screens for hours every day. This modern addiction is creating what I call digital decay, a collection of physical changes that make you look worse over time. The blue light disrupts your sleep and skin health. Constantly looking down at devices creates neck problems and changes your natural head position. Hours of screen time leads to eye strain and that glazed-over expression. But perhaps worst of all, endless scrolling through filtered, edited images on social media warps your perception of normal human appearance and makes you hypercritical of your own natural features. Here's what most people don't realize. These 7 habits work together to create a compound effect. Each one makes the others worse. Poor sleep increases stress, which makes you crave junk food, which affects your skin, which damages your self-image, which makes you slouch more, which makes you feel worse about yourself. It's a downward spiral that can make even naturally attractive people look and feel terrible.
But here's the incredible part. When you start breaking these patterns, the reverse happens. Better sleep gives you more energy to exercise and make better food choices. Taking care of your skin boosts your confidence, which improves your posture. Managing stress helps you sleep better and think more positively. Each positive change amplifies the others. I want you to understand something crucial. This isn't about becoming someone else or chasing some impossible standard. It's about removing the barriers that are hiding who you really are underneath all these destructive patterns. Your natural attractiveness is already there. It's just being masked by habits that are working against you. Think about someone you know who just seems to glow with health and vitality. I guarantee they're not doing anything magical or expensive. They're simply not sabotaging themselves with these 7 attraction killers. They sleep enough, they carry themselves with confidence, they manage their stress, they take basic care of their appearance, they speak kindly to themselves, they fuel their body properly, and they don't let technology consume their lives. The transformation doesn't require expensive treatments, surgery, or winning the genetic lottery. It requires making different choices one day at a time until these better habits become as automatic as the destructive ones you're doing now. So here's my challenge for you. Pick just one of these 7 habits and commit to changing it for the next 2 weeks. Don't try to overhaul everything at once. That never works. Choose the one that resonates most with you or the one you know is your biggest problem. Maybe it's finally prioritizing 8 hours of sleep, or putting your phone down an hour before bed, or standing up straight every time you catch yourself slouching. Watch what happens when you remove just one of these barriers. You'll start to see glimpses of who you really are when you're not working against yourself. And once you experience that difference, you'll be motivated to tackle the next habit and the next one. Remember, you're not ugly. You're just letting these 7 habits convince you that you are. The person you're meant to be, confident, vibrant, naturally attractive, is waiting for you to stop sabotaging yourself and start making choices that support your best self. The mirror will start reflecting something different when you start living differently. But more importantly, you'll start feeling different from the inside out. And that inner transformation is what creates the kind of presence that makes people stop and take notice. Not because you're trying to impress them, but because you're finally being the fullest version of yourself.